Danielle Smith stuns CBC with brutal truth. The entire room goes silent after her response. You can't judge a book by its cover, or a government by a new face. That truth hit home for millions of Canadians when Mark Carney, the polished former Bank of Canada governor and ex-Goldman Sachs banker, replaced Justin Trudeau as leader of the Liberal Party and subsequently became Prime Minister after the snap election on April 28, 2025. For many, Carney was supposed to be a reset, a break from the scandals, ideological polarization, and fiscal chaos of the Trudeau years. But it quickly became clear nothing had changed. Just as Danielle Smith bluntly told CBC in a now viral interview, it's not about the man in the suit, it's about the machine behind him. Her words sent a chill through the studio. The host sat frozen, and for a few long seconds, the room went completely silent. Smith's comment was more than a political zinger, it was a wake-up call. The idea that simply replacing the messenger would change the message has been thoroughly debunked under Carney's leadership. He may speak more diplomatically than Trudeau, but the policy direction has remained deeply rooted in the same top-down, globalist ideology that prioritizes international image over domestic well-being. Whether it's unchecked immigration, lavish foreign aid, or a ballooning bureaucracy, Canadians have started to see that the costume might have changed, but the script hasn't. Carney's recent foreign policy performance raised even more eyebrows. Welcoming King Abdullah II of Jordan to Ottawa, he praised him as a force for regional stability and peace. Yet at a time when Canadians are grappling with skyrocketing rent, grocery bills, and energy prices, many question the timing and intent of this diplomatic show. Carney also vocalized strong support for a future Palestinian state, which struck a nerve with many Canadians already concerned about where taxpayer dollars are going. While the optics might appeal to international audiences, critics see these moves as political theater, designed to burnish Carney's image on the world stage rather than solve urgent issues at home. What followed Smith's CBC takedown was a series of probing statements about the real costs of Carney's leadership. She highlighted the staggering reality that despite inheriting a wounded economy, Carney's government has run deficits even deeper than those under Trudeau. All the while, the cost of living has worsened. From unaffordable housing to grocery prices that force families to choose between meals and medicine, the so-called economic expert has failed to deliver relief. Worse still, Carney hasn't released a formal federal budget, a basic responsibility of any functioning government. No real budget, no real plan, just more of the same, Smith stated sharply. Again, silence. Then came the numbers that speak louder than ideology. According to projections under Carney's fiscal plan, Canada is set to spend over $70 billion annually on interest payments by 2029, more than the federal government spends on healthcare. Let that sink in. More on debt interest than on doctors, nurses, and hospitals. For Smith, and for many Canadians watching from home, that figure alone was proof that the system is broken, and that Carney is either unwilling or incapable of fixing it. Adding fuel to the fire are the ethics issues swirling around Carney's cabinet, especially Public Safety Minister Gary Anand-Desangari. As opposition parties have pointed out, Anand-Desangari previously endorsed and individual flagged for ties to Tamil Tiger militancy. Though he recused himself from future dealings related to such matters, many felt that the Prime Minister's silence on the issue was damning. Smith didn't hold back, accusing the Liberal government of dodging accountability, enabled by a media landscape more focused on headlines than truth. The CBC host didn't dare interrupt. In contrast to what many see as a disorganized Liberal administration, Pierre Poilievre and the Conservative Party have presented a much sharper vision. Their policies, which include repealing Bill C-69, eliminating capital gains tax on reinvested profits, and instituting a dollar-for-dollar rule on new spending, are being pitched as a way to jumpstart investment, restore accountability, and grow the economy without adding to the debt. Smith pointed to these proposals with cautious optimism, stating that while no party is perfect, at least the Conservatives are talking about restraint, growth, and national interest. This is about realigning our priorities, not just rebranding them, she said. The conversation then turned to law and justice, where Smith delivered another gut punch. While peaceful protesters like Chris Barber, who participated in the Freedom Convoy, faced jail time and asset seizures. Others convicted of serious crimes are handed lighter sentences due to immigration-related considerations. This inconsistency, Smith argued, reveals a dangerous politicization of the justice system. If you're protesting government policy, you're crushed. If you're committing real harm, you're coddled, she said. The CBC moderator looked visibly uncomfortable. And again, the room went quiet. Smith's confrontation with CBC encapsulated the core frustration many Canadians feel. The public was promised renewal under Carney. What they've gotten is more debt, more spin, and more policies that seem designed to please international institutions and media elites rather than the people who actually live and work in Canada. And despite all of this, the government expects voters to fall for the same old tactics: glossy photo ops, vague promises, and distractions from real accountability. Smith's unscripted, brutally honest remarks cut through that fog. What made the moment so powerful wasn't just the truth of what she said, it was the visible discomfort it caused. The stunned silence that followed her critique wasn't because people disagreed. It was because, in that moment, even the CBC couldn't spin it. No interrupting, no redirecting, just a room full of people forced to confront the uncomfortable reality that changing the figurehead doesn't change the system. Smith's words resonated not because they were partisan, but because they articulated what many had felt for months, that the status quo, dressed in a different suit, is still the status quo. Ultimately, her message was simple but devastating. Canada doesn't need better optics. It needs better leadership. A prime minister who knows how to balance a budget. A justice system that treats all Canadians equally. A cabinet that's free from ethical compromises. And a government that puts citizens, not international optics, first. As Danielle Smith delivered that final blow, viewers across the country sat up a little straighter. Because sometimes the brutal truth is exactly what people need to hear.